In this video, we take a look at the top 5 best free Minecraft server hosting platforms. So we're going to be taking a look at each hosting platform's UI, and we're also going to be reading some reviews. So starting off this video, Sean, we have the Minefort server hosting right over here. Now, it does have a pretty clean UI, which I'm really happy about that. So I already did make an account right over here, and this is our server. So you guys actually are easily able to make a Minecraft server completely for free, but obviously there are a few limitations. For example, this server only allows up to 10 players, and it is a pufferfish server. And in terms of storage, I believe there's only like 1 GB worth of RAM, so that is really not that good in my opinion. You guys actually are able to go ahead and upgrade as well, but we actually do have a pretty nice looking UI. Like, this is honestly pretty professional. So you guys can go ahead and go over here to where it says appearance. You guys can even add like plugins as well, backups, files, properties, shops, and of course you guys could upgrade right over here. But let's go ahead and take a look at some reviews. So one great website is actually called TrustPilot. So guys, if you're ever trying to buy any products or any software, then what I recommend that you guys do is look up TrustPilot and the product you're looking for. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of the reviews right over here. And these are brutally honest, so the companies can't actually interfere with these reviews. So as you're able to tell, this one has a 3.6 stars. So it's honestly, I mean, it's not the worst, but obviously not the best. And over here, it is going to give you some honest reviews. So we got over 700 reviews over here. So please go ahead and take a look at these. So yeah, some of these reviews are pretty alarming, so just go ahead and keep that in mind. But if you guys are sick of compromises, you don't want any limitations or anything like that, and you still want affordable Minecraft server hosting, then consider using our partners over at Simple Game Hosting. Simple Game Hosting offers affordable and high quality Minecraft servers where you're easily able to customize every single aspect of your server. You can make it crossplay, Java only, Bedrock only. You guys can include any plugins you want, and also mod packs with the click of a single button. With Simple Game Hosting, you're able to make a 24/7 server with as many players as possible. So you can have your whole friend group over there, or if you're trying to make like a big server, that is also something that you guys could do thanks to Simple Game Hosting. So guys, if you do have the budget to get an affordable server, then I highly suggest using Simple Game Hosting. And it's not just me, guys. Simple Game Hosting has a 4.5 stars on TrustPilot, which is not easy to get. So Simple Game Hosting really does offer high quality servers. If this is something you're interested in, feel free to check out the link in the description down below and in the pinned comment. Alright guys, next up we have Minehut server hosting. So when you load into the server hosting website, you will notice that we do get a pretty nice menu over here, but I already did make an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and press on create my server right over here. So we can actually create a brand new server right over here, and let's go ahead and take a look at the plan specs page really quickly. Alright guys, so check this out. The free one right over here, which is the starter plan, this is free. The maximum players is 10. The amount of RAM is 1 GB, and the CPU is basic, and we do have a time limit of 4 hours a day. So 4 hours a day, you know, it's a decent amount of time, but obviously it still is a time limit, and that is not ideal. So just keep that in mind. And obviously there's like 0 sub users as well. So obviously it is a little bit limited. So again, just keep that in mind. But in terms of the actual like UI itself, it honestly does look pretty good, pretty intuitive if you do ask me. So you guys can go ahead and select on your server name, the server type. So we got Fabric, Sponge Forge right over here, and we can even go ahead and select on the Minecraft version from here, and of course the starter plan as well. So for this video, let's go ahead and use the starter, which is the free one. So let's go ahead and press on that, then go ahead and press on yes. All right, so here's our server right over here, and we can go ahead and just press over here where it does say activate. So you know what, I actually do love how the UI looks like. It's honestly pretty clean, pretty intuitive, and honestly pretty beginner friendly. And I'm actually somewhat surprised with this as well. But you know what guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the reviews. All right guys, so here we are in the Minehut TrustPilot website. So oh my goodness, okay, so 2.2 stars. So honestly, it's not the best one out there. All right, now this is honestly a little bit interesting. So it does have 2.2 stars. So obviously there are some flaws with it. Obviously it's a limited server, there's only 1 GB of RAM and stuff like that, and most likely the customer support is not that good. So that is a little bit unfortunate guys. However, even though the reviews are bad, I'm still going to show you guys because I want to be as transparent as possible throughout this entire video. So I recommend that you guys go through these reviews and then determine if you still want to make a Minehut server. All right guys, next up we have Scala Cube. So here's how the website looks like. So let's go ahead and press on get free Minecraft server just like so. So actually, you know what, I'm pretty happy with this. So check this out guys, we have 6 GB worth of RAM. It is 24/7 and it is free. So guys, just keep in mind that the more RAM a server has, the better it is able to run, the better it is able to handle like players and stuff like that. So that is honestly pretty cool. So you guys can go ahead and press on get server, and then you guys could select on Minecraft Java or Bedrock Edition. So let's go ahead and press on next, and you guys can go ahead and select on the location. So whenever you see a screen like this, always go ahead and select the location that you're closest to. So for me, I'm just going to go ahead and select on this one. And we can go ahead and pick between all of these different servers. So we can even make like a Forge server, a Modern server, a Fabric server, Technic, Paper, etc. Even Quilt as well. So all right, I'm honestly pretty happy about this. So we can go ahead and just get the standard server, then press on next, and then we can go ahead and choose the free plan, which is the glass block. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly. All right, guys, but let's go ahead and take a look at the Scala Hub TrustPilot reviews really quickly, and let's see what it does have to offer. So I'm honestly really happy about this. So check this out, guys. We have 4.3 stars over here, and it has over 4,000 reviews. So a lot of people have consistently found Scala Cube to be a great option, which is always good to know. So go ahead and take a look at all these reviews to see if it actually is worth it. So as you're able to tell, a majority of these reviews are actually really positive. So that is certainly a great thing. All right, guys, next up, we have probably one of the most famous free server hosting providers, and that is Eternals. Now, Eternals is a classic, and it's arguably the most popular free Minecraft server hosting out there. So I will, be as transparent as possible. Eternals is actually not that bad, but there certainly are a ton of limitations, and the quality of the server really isn't that good. So here's a server that I have right over here that I did make previously. So let me go ahead and show you guys the UI. Now, one thing that I do like about Eternals is that the UI is honestly pretty good. It's pretty clean, it's pretty smooth, and they do offer a bunch of tutorials that you guys can go ahead and take a look at. But one thing that I do not like is the amount of advertisements. Like, there are just so many advertisements, guys. It is just insane. But there are a lot, and I mean a lot of features that you guys could include in your Eternal server. So you can have as many players as you want. You could operate people. You guys could even add mods, upload worlds, have backups, access. Here is like all the server files that you guys can go ahead and use. So Eternals definitely is incredibly established, and there are some benefits to that because we have so many different features over here as well. And also there's like a help center that you guys can go ahead and take a look at. So that is certainly a major benefit. All right, but let's go ahead and take a look at the Eternals reviews right over here and see what it does have to offer. All right, so let's go ahead and check this out. All right, so 2.5 stars. So obviously not the best one out there. So a lot of people are pretty mixed about this. For example, this guy does make a good point because it's a free server. Like, I'm gonna be as real as possible with you guys. You're not gonna get the best server, high-end quality, like the top server ever if it's just free. Obviously, good servers do require a little bit of payment. So yeah, here are some reviews that you guys can go ahead and take a look at. So make sure to go ahead and read through this before you start using Eternals. All right, next up we have Minefort. So here's Minefort over here, and it does have a pretty sleek interface right over here, which I'm super happy about. But let's go ahead and press on go to server dashboard right over here. So I already did make an account, and check this out. So we have this server right over here. Let me go ahead and wake up the server really quickly. But yeah, it honestly does have a pretty clean UI, which I'm really happy about. Over here we have the appearance, plugins, backups, files, properties, sub users, etc. Obviously there are some limitations. There's actually like quite a few limitations. For starters, there is not that much RAM, and you can't really do as much as you normally would be able to in like a regular Minecraft server. All right, guys, but let's go ahead and take a look at the TrustPilot right over here. So this is Minefort. So you know what? It honestly does have pretty decent reviews, 3.6. Obviously, it's not 5 stars, but at the same time, it's not like 2 stars or anything like that. And then from there, you guys can go ahead and become educated and see if this does fit your needs. All right, guys, next up we have Phix. So here's the Phix server right over here. So I already went ahead and made an account and started my very own server, which is right over here. So you guys can go ahead and press over here where it says create server, and then from there you actually are able to select on the server type over here. And here's a free server. So you got community support, shared resources, and limited server slots over here. So that is something toward taking a look at. So yeah, obviously I don't really like how there's a bunch of like advertisements everywhere, stuff like that. But since this is a free Minecraft server hosting, that kind of comes with the territory. If you're trying to get a free Minecraft server, then as a trade-off, you will need to go ahead and just endure all of these advertisements. All right, guys, so here is the Phix TrustPilot right over here. Now this here is certainly a pretty good option. It has 4.6 stars over here. Obviously there are some negative reviews, but that is bound to happen with legit any product, and there's almost 3,000 reviews. So having a 4.6 stars with 3,000 reviews is not easy. The product actually has to be good to get that.